seated. Welcome. We are so glad that you're here this afternoon to the 2028 White Coat Ceremony for Lipscomb University College of Pharmacy. This is always one of the best days of the year for the College of Pharmacy when we get to welcome in a new class. We are excited to celebrate the new class as they join the profession of pharmacy. This is an important step in their journey. It's a journey that will ultimately lead to the Doctor of Pharmacy degree, and it's going to be a step that you're going to remember throughout your careers. You'll remember this day, the day where you got your first white coat. In just a moment, we're going to have an invocation, but before we do, I want to welcome some special people. And first and foremost, I want to welcome all of you. We have many family members, so I know we have some spouses, we have children, we have parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends. Welcome. We are so glad that all of you are here to celebrate this moment. I also want to welcome some other special guests that we have here, and I think, they're all over here. So let me make sure I acknowledge them, and they're shaking their head like, no, please don't do it. I want to recognize Dr. Lucy Schell, Executive Director for the Tennessee Board of Pharmacy. We're glad that you're here today. Also, Dr. Anthony Pudlow, Executive Director for the Tennessee Pharmacists Association, and also Dr. Mark Sullivan, who's the Chief Pharmacy Officer for Vanderbilt University Medical Center and all the health system with the pharmacy program. So please join me in welcoming our special guest. I also want to take a moment to recognize our faculty that came in wearing their white coats, as well as our staff members who are not in any one particular location. They are scattered everywhere because they're doing all the work as they normally do, and they do a tremendous job. I know I am incredibly biased, but we have an outstanding faculty. We have an outstanding staff that are really, really good at what they do. And more than just being experts in the profession of pharmacy, they care deeply about our student pharmacists. And they show that each and every day. And so we are blessed with a wonderful faculty. So please join me in thanking our faculty. As well as our staff, but I know that they're scattered everywhere as well. I want to go ahead and introduce our speakers for this morning. We normally have this in the morning, for this afternoon. And I'm pleased that Dr. Wright Pinson will be delivering our white coat address. I would encourage you, if you have a copy of the program, to please turn to his bio in the back. It is quite extensive, and there's no way I would be able to cover all of the accomplishments that he has had in his career. But I did want to highlight a few things for each of you. Dr. Pinson is the Deputy CEO and Chief Health System Officer at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. He has a degree in physics and also an MBA from University of Colorado. He got his MD degree from Vanderbilt University. He completed residency and fellowship training at some of the most prestigious healthcare institutions in the country. Dr. Pinson is a true pioneer in liver transplantation. He initiated the first liver transplantation program in the Pacific Northwest, and also the first such program in the VA system. Dr. Pinson has served as Chief of Staff at Vanderbilt, as well as Deputy Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs and CEO of the hospital. Dr. Pinson has helped build one of the very top health systems in the country, as depicted in various rankings. Our college is proud to count Vanderbilt University Medical Center as a close partner. We have several faculty who practice and conduct research at VUMC. We are a founding partner with the Vanderbilt School of Medicine in the Vanderbilt Interprofessional Health Education Consortium, and many of our graduates work within the Vanderbilt system, which Mark is partly responsible for as well. So thankful for that. So we are delighted to have Dr. Pinson with us today. We are also honored to have President Candace McQueen here today to provide some opening remarks. Dr. McQueen began her tenure as president of Lipscomb University in 2021. She has more than 25 years' experience in education, spanning classroom teaching, higher education leadership, nonprofit sectors, and state government. Prior to Lipscomb, Dr. McQueen was CEO of the National Institute of Excellence in Teaching. She also served as Commissioner of Education for the state of Tennessee under former Governor Bill Haslam. Dr. McQueen has worked at Lipscomb prior to that state appointment, where she served as a Senior Vice President, Dean of Education, and as a faculty member. And she is this is her alma mater as well. She's very active in the community and was recently appointed to the Nashville Healthcare Council Board. Before President McQueen comes to the podium, I would like to start our ceremony today in prayer. So if you will, please bow with me. Father, we are so thankful for this moment. We ask you to bless this ceremony today. We are thankful for moments of celebration such as this, where we can welcome new students into a profession that is centered on helping those that are in need. I ask for your blessing on these new student pharmacists as they begin this important journey. Continue to bless this college, this university, and each family represented here today. Help each of us be your instruments of compassion, service, and joy as we live out our calling. In your Son's most holy name, amen. Please join me in welcoming President Candace McQueen.
Well, what an honor it is to be with you this afternoon. There is no better place to be than in a white coat ceremony on Friday afternoon on a hot August day. So it's great to be here, and I am thrilled that we are able to begin our journey of this school year together as you're beginning your important journey in your doctorate of pharmacy. This is going to be a rigorous journey. It will be one that will have many twists and turns. It may have some uphill and hopefully some downhill, but it will be a journey. And I want to share with you, it's a journey that will end in a profession that you will be so proud to be in. Beginnings like this are filled with great hope. They're also filled with lots of anticipation of what's in front of you. And I'm thrilled that you have decided to be on this path of growth at this university, a university that will stand right alongside you, faculty who will care about you and inspire you and ensure you have what you need to be successful, and staff who will be a listening ear when you need it. You have chosen a profession that truly invites you in very sacred moments. Pharmacists are also people who are called upon, I hope you know this, in very challenging times. You're going to be in the moment when someone is potentially bringing a new life into the world. You'll be in moments when someone is truly hurting. You'll be in moments when someone is on a journey of recovery. And you'll probably be in moments right after someone receives a very difficult medical diagnosis. And they're now being administered a new drug in some of the most challenging times they will have. It's in these moments that a pharmacist, a medication expert, is there to provide a comforting word, care, clear instructions, and someone who ultimately demonstrates compassion. You truly walk beside people in life's difficult moments. I'll share a personal story. There's a pharmacist that I got to know very well when my mother had Parkinson's, and we were trying to figure out what was the right drug for her. And I really honestly couldn't get all the answers I wanted from the doctor. But the pharmacist ended up being my friend and would walk me through what I needed when I was walking this journey for the very, very first time. And so you are walking into a profession that is truly a valuable one. Never underestimate the care that you can give. Studies show that the path that you're about to embark on is actually a very rigorous one. You've chosen a path that few other people choose. Over the next 4 years, you're going to gain knowledge about medicines and the body and diseases and how to provide compassionate care. Census data indicates that there are nearly 10 million people who serve as healthcare technicians and practitioners in the United States. But there are just under 347,000 pharmacists. You're in a small group, an important group. Every year, an estimated 6.7 billion prescriptions are dispensed, and I think it's increasing every year at a high clip. There's more than 131 million Americans taking at least one prescription medication every year. So there's a need for what you're providing. You will never be without the possibility of a job, and that should be encouraging for you. But there's also great potential in that to have significant impact on the world of medicine. As a student in the College of Pharmacy, you are going to be equipped with the highest level of knowledge and skills. You're going to learn from experts and passionate faculty. And our student pharmacists train in some of the foremost institutions in the country, such as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Cleveland Clinic, St. Jude, and of course with our interprofessional partner, Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Graduates of this college have been matched to residencies with several leading institutions like Yale New Haven Medical Center, Mass General, Johns Hopkins, UNC Health, Emory Health, and many others. Most of your studies will be in a thriving city that is truly the center of healthcare, Nashville, Tennessee. We're the headquarters for HCA and Ascension Health, Community Health Systems, NHC, LifePoint Health, CVS Caremark, and United Healthcare, among many others. And so you're going to enjoy opportunities to have experiential moments in some of the best places across the country, including our renowned institution down the road, Vanderbilt University Medical Center. Our partnership with Vanderbilt has been one that we truly cherish. We have collaborated on the Lipscomb Vanderbilt University PharmD to PhD pathway program for some time. These programs combined clinical training with scientific research, emphasizing pharmaceutical science that provides exceptional career opportunities. And I'm pleased today that Dr. Wright Pinson from Vanderbilt is joining us, and he will provide you with some inspiring words as you consider what is in front of you. So let me conclude with this. Lipscomb student pharmacists are not only well prepared and equipped with the skills that are going to be required for this vital profession, but you also are going to be at a place that instills core values. At Lipscomb, we have 8 core values that stand out to us that we try to live out in everything we do. And I want to end with 2 that I think are particularly foundational to the pharmacy profession. Serving others. The core value of serving others is what you will be about. It's one of our deepest held values at this institution. We strive to serve one another humbly in love, as Scripture teaches. And we do it by using our talents to ultimately stand beside others and help them. You've chosen the pharmacy field because I have a feeling you also believe in serving others. You know that you will be able to serve patients with your heart, your mind, and your hands as you provide compassionate care, which is a foundational pillar of our College of Pharmacy. And finally, you will exhibit the value of delivering your best. This value is rooted for us in Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working it for the Lord. As you study, learn, and participate in clinical rotations, hold yourself to that high standard. This isn't about you. It's ultimately for a higher purpose, and I'm confident that you will deliver your best if you continue to remember the importance of that value. Thank you for being part of the Lipscomb family. You have now started on the journey to be a bison forever, and we will continue to be your partner not only as you go through this particular program, but long after you're an alum. So thank you for starting this journey here. Now it is my honor to welcome Dr. Wright Pinson, the Deputy CEO at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, to the podium to give our keynote address. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, honored guests, and most importantly, new pharmacy students. Today we gather here for a momentous occasion, the White Coat Ceremony, and I'm honored to share this with you and to offer some words of encouragement and reflection. One reflection I started with was August of 1976, my own White Coat Ceremony. It'd be 48 years ago. Better take a good hard look and see what could happen to you. This tradition marks the beginning of your professional journey as pharmacy students. As you don your white coats, let us think about the significance of this garment and the responsibilities that it symbolizes. The white coat was originally worn by physicians and scientists in the late 1880s as protection, to protect them against various substances. I hate to think what that might be. But it has evolved, and this is what's important, it has evolved into a powerful emblem of professionalism. When you put on your coat, you step into a role that transcends academics. It signifies your commitment to patient care, to ethics, to thoughtful self-reflection and excellence. When patients and your other professional relationships see you in your white coat, they place their trust in you as a drug expert. Patients and colleagues have expectations of you as a professional, that you are focused on their best interest, that you will treat them with dignity and confidentiality, that you are keeping your knowledge up to date, that you humbly assess your actions and behaviors, seeking feedback and being open to self-improvement. And they should have those expectations. The corollary is you should feel that responsibility. A commitment to patient care, ethics, self-reflection, and excellence. Now, as President McQueen said, imagine the countless interactions that you'll have with patients. Each encounter is an opportunity to make a difference, to ease suffering, provide comfort, and offer hope. Do not take that lightly. Do not underestimate the impact that you can have with each encounter. Your white coat becomes a conduit for empathy, compassion, and trust. It's a reminder you're not dispensing medications. You are touching lives. Pharmacy is more than a career, it's a calling. You've chosen a path of service to heal, to educate, to advocate. As healthcare professionals, you stand at the intersection between science and humanity. Embrace this calling with humility and dedication. After completing this program, you will be uniquely positioned with patients, their physicians, other ancillary members of the healthcare team, payers, and the technology in use to have significant impacts on healthcare and the optimization of medication use. remember that every prescription you fill, every counseling session you conduct, every meeting that you're in contributes to someone's well-being. Never forget the privilege of being part of someone's healing journey. In the world where healthcare is constantly evolving, your role as pharmacists will be more important than ever. You have chosen your career really well. One of the most exciting aspects of your future career is increasing the number of new drugs in the pipeline. These new medications hold the promise of better outcomes for patients, offering innovative treatments for diseases that were once considered untreatable. I can tell you in my own lifetime, when I think back to those early years of liver transplantation, we would be lucky if we got 60% of the patients out of the hospital. Those surgeries were very hard. Postoperative care was iffy. But I'll tell you what made the difference. Just 6 years later, we were getting 95% of the patients out of the hospital. It was the drugs. What made the difference was the immunosuppression that we had available to us. And I spent a lot of my time doing research on drug trials and getting to those better results. When I look today at what is really making a difference and the care that we are delivering compared to 30 or 40 years ago, it is a lot of new knowledge, it's a lot of new techniques, but it's a lot of new drugs. They are what is really making the remarkable difference. When I look at what's going on in the field of oncology, it is absolutely the amazing new drugs that are available. And so I would just say to you that as pharmacists, you will be on the forefront of integrating these new therapies into patient care and ensuring patients receive the most effective and up-to-date treatments available. However, with these advancements come significant challenges. The cost of new drugs is a growing concern both for patients and healthcare systems as a whole. I get about once a month a message that I need to approve an expenditure for a single dose of a single drug that can be up to $3.2 million. Now, those are curative. They're miracles. But that is a lot of money, and you are going to need to navigate the complexities of drug pricing, insurance coverage, and patient affordability. Your role will be crucial in advocating for your patients and helping them access the medications they need without undue financial burden. I can tell you that when I think about this health system that has been mentioned here, when I think about the well-being of the health system, about a third of it depends on what is going on in the pharmacy. We've mentioned my friend, Mark Sullivan, who is our Chief Pharmacy Officer. I am on the phone to Mark, not infrequently, talking about what is going on in that pharmacy, what is going on in the processes, what is going on in the pipeline, what is going on in the distribution and our ability to get those drugs. It is he that I call when I say, I've got to go talk to somebody at the American Hospital Association about some difficulties in all of these areas. It's he who I turn to for advice. So I will say again, you have picked really well your choice of your profession. It is really a great time to be in this field. When I think about what is going to happen in healthcare over the next 10 years, it is all of the amazing new drugs that are in the pipeline that are going to make some of the biggest differences. I'd like to point out that The roles that previous graduates of this program have taken include traditional retail and health system pharmacy roles, roles in industry, in research, in education, roles in technology and automation, roles in the business of pharmacy, roles in quality, safety, and regulatory compliance, as well as roles in management and leadership. There are lots of opportunities. There is a vast myriad of different opportunities. Please take advantage of the opportunities that you have to build your professional network as you begin this program. Healthcare is very much a team sport, and the broader your bench, the more successful you will be. So in closing today, as you embark on a transformative path, the white coat isn't just a garment. It's a mantle of responsibility. Wear it proudly, but wear it humbly. Remember that the white coat isn't merely a uniform, it's a promise to accept that responsibility. As you step forward, carry the weight of this promise with grace and determination. So finally, congratulations on your new honor. You have every right to feel proud.
Thank you, Dr. Pinson. Thank you, President McQueen, for your comments. Very much appreciate those comments. I had a couple other things I was going to say about the importance of white coat, but Dr. Pinson nailed it, so I'm going to forego those comments. That was wonderful. At this time, though, we do get to move forward with the moment that you've been waiting for, and that is the presentation of the white coats. Assisting at this time will be Dr. Cam Nola, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, as well as Dr. Chad Gentry, Associate Dean for Experiential Education. Dr. Gentry gets the fun job of actually putting the coats on, which sometimes can be a little bit of an adventure, but always fun. And then Ms. Laura Ward, our Director of Admissions and Student Affairs, will be calling out the names from the podium. So at this time, we will do the presentation of the white coats.
Osagie Aguido. Aisha Alou. Joyce Michael Addis. Skylar Faith Austin. Allison Baxley. Corey Blankenship. Griffin Blankenship. Hannah Bui. Gabriel M. De La Torre. Rainey Jerometta. Maymoon Guhad. Marina Hannah. Madeline Harden. Sabrina Hajalari. Melissa Heverin. Ethan John. Mallory Johnston. Isabel Kennedy. Christina King Dearman. Amelia Knobloch. Brooke Love. Katrin McGalley. Mackenzie Midgley. Sloan Miller. Doe Mung. Wajia Naab. Cameron Nichols. Ariana Del Rosario Aralo. Lee Owen. Aja Darlene Pouncey. Paige Prandy. Scott Sejour. Peter Shaffick. Abigail Smith. Nora St. Pierre. Josie Page Turk. Amir Wasfi. Thomas Yates. Verena Youssef. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2028.
Now, one of the things that we love to do after welcoming a new class is, while they're here, to celebrate one of our previous graduates that has gone on to do wonderful things for the profession. It's a good way to marry the past with the future and bring that all together. So the presentation of the Alumni of the Year will be done by Dr. Lindsay Brent, who is the Alumni Association Council member. She was a member of the class of 2022. and was a continual thorn in my side for the entire time that she was here, but I love her anyway. I told her I was going to have to say something about her, but Dr. Brent's doing wonderful things, and we're glad to have her as part of the Alumni Council, and look forward to the presentation of this award. Dr. Brent?
Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. Congratulations to our incoming P1s. As Dean Campbell mentioned, my name is Lindsay Brent. I am a graduating member of the class of 2022, as he mentioned. I actually first stepped foot on Lipscomb's campus in 2014 as a junior in high school, where I was a recruit for the women's soccer program here. And when I first stepped on campus, it was actually right outside these front doors. And I had no idea what the future held for me, but I knew that I had an overwhelming sense of peace when I stepped on this campus. And the favor that has been provided over me over the last 8 years, 10 plus years really, if you count everything that I've been here, has just been crazy. But a little bit about my experiences, especially with the College of Pharmacy here. I entered the 3+1 program that Lipscomb had to offer and supplemented both my first year of pharmacy school and my senior year of undergrad in the same year, and that allowed me to fast track my studies. In my first 2 years of pharmacy school, was very involved in our Vanderbilt program in interprofessional learning, getting engaged in a lot of student organizations, just to really understand what the breadth of pharmacy practice settings kind of had to offer. And in my third year was where everything kind of changed for me, and the catalyst of what I'm doing in my day-to-day job currently. At the time, the requirement was for me to take an elective as part of my dual degree for my master's program. And that class actually completely changed my outlook on pharmacy practice, what I wanted to step into, and having champions like Dr. Nola and Dr. Jeff Lee come alongside me and really just create this vision of the different practices and different settings that we can step into as a pharmacist changed the trajectory of my career forever. So thank you to the countless people that have been involved in the progression of my career. Today, I stand as a healthcare decision maker for one of the biggest health plans in the country at Cigna. I work to manage and develop formularies, and like our keynote speaker talked about, looking at those pipeline agents, making developments and recommendations, creating criteria that our pharmacists and medical colleagues are using on a day-to-day. It's really an exciting path, and I do encourage you guys to lean into the opportunities that are going to come before you. You have the opportunity to really lean into what will change the course of your life, both professionally and personally. Apart from that, I'm also an adjunct here, so hopefully I'll get to teach you guys in the next couple of years of all our managed care principles and everything that my life has to offer, really, and again, the niche pharmacy practice setting that I'm involved in. I also have a role in serving as our president-elect for our Mid-South affiliate, AMCP affiliate, which is the Academy of Managed Care Pharmacists. So I would encourage you guys to continue to get plugged in there. We do have opportunities where we support initiatives ongoing for student involvement through scholarships and things like that. So again, the opportunities are really endless for you guys to step into. My side hustles include adjuncting here, in addition to serving as the secretary and treasurer of our newly formed Lipscomb College of Pharmacy Alumni Council. And we started this a year and a half ago now. We're continuing to make great strides in offering opportunities for our alumni to get involved in continuing education events, networking opportunities, continuing to expand kind of that footprint, right, of how we communicate and keep in touch with our colleagues and our alumni as well. So thank you, Dr. Kirby. He's done a great job in continuing to just lay that foundation for our Alumni Council to continue to make great strides in the future. And with that, I have the honor of presenting our Distinguished Alumni of the Year Award to Dr. Savannah Clary. Dr. Clary is a graduate from the class of 2012, our first PharmD class. Dr. Clary did receive an Achievement Award for Excellence in Primary Care and Chronic Disease State Management from Eli Lilly during her time in pharmacy school here. She also completed her pre-pharmacy studies at the University of Kentucky, and after she completed her PharmD, went on to complete her PGY1 pharmacy practice, community pharmacy practice residency at Markram's Pharmacy in Manchester, Tennessee. She came back to Lipscomb in 2014 and got her Certificate of Healthcare Informatics, and then worked as a clinical pharmacist and became Senior Manager of Clinical Pharmacy Services and the Pharmacy Clinical Liaison at Fresenius Medical Care. In her role there, in addition to the role that she's currently serving in now at Aegis Sciences Corporation as a clinical pharmacist, she's taken on APPE and IPPE students to precept as well. Dr. Clary is BCPS certified. She continues to present and has presented at national conferences throughout the country, including the National Kidney Foundation and also the National Council for Mental Wellbeing Conference for Substance Use Disorder and Mental Health Professionals. She also completed her certificate in pharmacogenomics from the University of Pittsburgh, and she's a licensed pharmacist not only in Tennessee, but also the states of Kentucky, Maryland, Texas, and West Virginia. On behalf of the College of Pharmacy and the Alumni Council Savannah, we just want to thank you for everything that you're continuing to do for our profession, continuing to innovate, continuing to collaborate, and really continuing to push the borders. And we also thank you for all of the impacts that you're continuing to have in our community. It's an honor to represent you, and we just thank you again. So we'd love to go ahead and welcome Dr. Savannah Clary to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Brent. It is a great honor to receive the 2024 Alumni of the Year Award. Being a Lipscomb alum is one of the most cherished aspects of my identity. I began my Lipscomb journey in 2008. Coming from the quite large University of Kentucky, I was enamored with the small campus, the friendly people, and an institution so focused on Christian principles in addition to delivering a fine education. I knew very little about the then brand new Lipscomb University College of Pharmacy, but by the end of my interview day, I very much knew I wanted to be a part of it. I had other interviews scheduled, but I remember telling my parents after my Lipscomb interview day that I wasn't sure I would be as happy going anywhere else, and I hoped very much that I would be accepted. About a week after my interview day, a special envelope arrived in the mail. I saw that it was from Lipscomb, and I excitedly ripped it open. The first word of the letter said, "Congratulations." I was so happy I was in, and then realizing the significance of this piece of mail in my life, I carefully taped the envelope back together, and I still have my acceptance letter and the envelope in a frame. Fast forward a few months to my white coat ceremony, which was in this very room 16 years ago. The next 4 years would bring about some of the best days of my life. I met some of my favorite people on the planet, and I quickly realized I was being taught by the best of the best from all areas of pharmacy. We grew from one lone class in this building to having 2 and 3 classes together as the classes of 2013 and 2014 were accepted into the program behind us. We were starting student organizations, which gave me the opportunity to be in the founding pledge class of Kappa Psi. We were starting traditions like what to call a special dinner that's after Thanksgiving and before Christmas. Thanksmas, of course. We started defining our spaces in this building, enjoying late night study sessions throughout Burton and over at the Beeman Library. We celebrated after successful exams, and we leaned in when things didn't go as well as we had hoped. But we always learned from our shortcomings and how to perform better going forward. When summer 2011 arrived, we wrapped up our P3 year with a special pinning ceremony and acknowledged our last day of classroom learning. I was asked to help out with the fall orientation for the class of 2015, and I remember standing in front of that group, seeing them coming into everything that I was about to leave behind, and it was surreal. 3 years of classroom learning had passed so quickly. It was time for us to move on and start the process that has been happening over and over since my class became P4s. We heard about new traditions and new student organizations starting after we left, and while we will always think first class, best class, this is also what we wanted for the family atmosphere to continue and grow. By the end of P4 year, I knew I was ready to launch out into the world. We had excellent classroom instruction, over 1,800 hours of experiential learning, and many other hands-on opportunities. Again, in May 2012, I found myself back in this room after what seemed like a blink for our hooding and awards. The 12 years that I have been in practice have seemed to go by almost as quickly as the 4 years that I was a student here. I have connected back home to Lipscomb many times over the years for professional guidance and to participate in college activities like the admissions committee. I may have interviewed some of the new student pharmacists in the room today. As you progress through your own student journey, think beyond classroom learning. Be listening for all the wonderful pearls that are shared that won't be printed on a PowerPoint slide or spoken during a recorded lecture. Be open to experiences that will become memories that you will cherish forever. I want to share just a few examples of those beyond the classroom experiences that meant so much to me. Dr. Ronnie Feltz was a Lipscomb preceptor, and he owned Jolton Prescription Shop for 47 years. He's now retired. Before pharmacy school, he gave me my first job in a pharmacy and coached me in all of his wonderful and artful ways. He would often say secundum artem as he practiced, always challenging me to the highest standards of professionalism. He loved providing local, accessible care to his community, and in the last 15 or so years of his practice, he had one of the most beautiful pharmacies that you can imagine. Everything was pristine, and he invited me into that world, which shaped my perception of what a professional looks like forever. One cannot separate the word professionalism from the words of Dr. Roger Davis, founding dean of Lipscomb University College of Pharmacy, who also had high standards and high expectations for his students. I love that I could always see his heart, most of all, in every bit of guidance that he gave us. That loving guidance shaped a program that produces pharmacy students that continue to be noticeably different from students of other programs. I am so happy to continue to see such a high standard of professionalism reflected in my APPE students year after year. I was standing in one of the finest community pharmacies in the country next to a pioneer of independent pharmacy, referring to Dr. Ray Markham, of Markham's Pharmacy. It was the first day of my residency, and the internet service had just came on after a brief outage. If you've ever worked in a community pharmacy, you know how that brings things to a halt. Dr. Markham encouraged me to step up to the counter and put that PharmD to work and review my first prescription. Not hand it to the pharmacist, as I had done so many times before as an intern. I was the pharmacist with a job to do. And Miss Ginger Saunders, who was Dr. Davis's assistant while I was a student, and she had a couch next to her desk, which is where people would typically sit if they're waiting to see someone in the dean's suite. We shared some great conversations over the years, and we joked that the spot on the couch needed to be preserved after I graduated, since I used it so often. She and all the other staff here made the day-to-day activities so much brighter. Hold on to those special memories you will make. I could share a memory about many of the people in this room and how they have impacted my development as a pharmacist and as a person. I mentioned that being a Lipscomb alum is one of the most cherished aspects of my identity. I think that's why my ongoing relationship with the college is so important to me. I hope you will look for ways that you can continue to be involved after you graduate. I know that seems like a long time away, but it will come faster than you think. Whether it's precepting, encouraging high schoolers or undergraduate students you know to think about pharmacy in Lipscomb, helping out on college committees, or however you are most fulfilled, I want you to recognize that your time in school is such a small part of your pharmacy journey. You are entering into a lifelong relationship with every pharmacist who is trained here. I may not be the first, I will definitely not be the last to tell you that pharmacy is a small world. I am so excited to welcome you to this world and congratulate you on the outstanding achievement of beginning your pharmacy education. I am so happy you are here, and I welcome you to the Lipscomb family.
Before Dr. Clary gives you all the oath of the pharmacy, I wanted to take a minute to talk about the oath of the pharmacist. And I'm going to charge our faculty to renew their vow, because remember, an oath is a promise. We are promising what we are going to do for our profession, for our patients moving forward. You have multiple copies and multiple times throughout the course of being here at Lipscomb that you will take this oath. I charge you to be very cognizant of the words of the oath. When you get discouraged, when you get down, after you take an exam that you're not real happy about, go back to the oath. We talked earlier in orientation about centering and remember your why, your purpose. Reflecting on the oath will help with that. One of the charges that you will be given over the course of these 4 years is to reflect line by line what the oath represents. The oath has changed more recently and has expanded because the profession as a whole recognized we needed greater diversity within our profession. So you'll notice that language. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Cleary, and we'll have the P1s, I can call you that, and faculty stand to take the oath.
At this time, I'd like to invite both new student pharmacists and all other pharmacists in the audience to please stand for the oath of the pharmacist. The oath can be found in the back of your program. I will read the oath, and I would ask that each of you standing signify that you accept this oath by stating "I will" at the conclusion. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will promote inclusion, embrace diversity, and advocate for justice to advance health equity. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to ensure optimal outcomes for all patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily and with full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. If you accept this oath, please say, "I will." Thank you. You may be seated.
This time I would like to call Dr. Ben Gross forward, who is going to lead us in a blessing, and then I'll have some closing comments after that. Dr. Gross.
Pray with me. Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for the opportunity to welcome this upcoming class of pharmacy students to our college. I want to congratulate them for already reaching that first milestone. We're thankful that you have led them to us, and we promise to guide them and nurture them to follow the path that provides the best Christ-like care possible to patients. Our prayer is that placing that white coat today symbolizes responsibility and professionalism that they'll take with them the rest of their career. Please be also with their family and friends. They're also on the same journey with the students. I pray for their continued support and encouragement. Please be with our faculty and staff, as their work is important to the success of all of our students. Our college would not be successful without their effort. I pray for their continued joy in their lives. Be with the students today and all students within our college. The healthcare continues to change, and the amount of knowledge necessary continues to grow. These students will need clarity in thought, power of endurance, and peace, knowing if they give their best effort, they'll be successful, not only as pharmacists, but in life. I pray for continued success of our college and this university. In your name we pray. Amen. Thank you again for being here today for this special ceremony.
We really appreciate your attendance. The P1 class, they are going to the front steps to get a photo together as a group. And then after that photo, they will be coming back through the auditorium and back to the lobby area and out of the front doors of the lobby where we will have a reception for everyone. So thank you once again for being here. You are dismissed.